Violence isn't just a weather forecast, it is a global political climate. From Manila's dynasty drama to a fractured parliament in Ottawa and a death sentence in absentia in Dakar, the world is asking who is truly in control: the family, the opposition, the people, or the markets. This is the Global News Update on Top Lane News. The headlines: Philippine president denies sexist drug allegations. Canada avoids snap poll as liberals survive budget test. Exiled Bangladeshi prime minister sentenced to death. Bitcoin falls below $90,000. To begin in the Philippines, Philippine President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has rejected claims by his estranged sister that he is a longtime cocaine user whose addiction has fueled corruption and poor governance. Presidential spokesperson Claire Castro has called the accusations baseless and politically motivated amid investigations into flood control project kickbacks allegedly implicated Senate allies. She also accused the president's family of drug use, while historical and recent medical reports indicate Marcos tested negative for cocaine and methamphetamine, underscoring the bitter familial and political rift rooted in the legacy of their father, former dictator Ferdinand Marcos Sr. In a country where scandals cascade like flood waters, even blood ties can become collateral damage in the battle for power. From political drama at home to a tightrope vote in Ottawa, Canada's minority Liberal government narrowly passed its 141 billion Canadian dollars budget in a dramatic 170 to 168 votes after a Conservative member of Parliament defected to join Prime Minister Mark Carney's ranks and Green leader Elizabeth May backed the bill following last-minute environmental consensus. With NDP members split and Conservative opposed over deficit fares, the razor-thin outcome spared the country a fresh election just months after the last, underscoring a parliament so fractured that every vote now feels like a cliff edge. Across the globe, accountability is taking a more severe form. Bangladesh's International Crime Tribunal sentenced former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina to death in absentia for crimes against humanity during a brutal crackdown on last year's student-led uprising, which left an estimated 1,400 people dead. Tried alongside former officials, Hasina's absence underscored her exile in India, while families of slain protesters hailed the verdict as long overdue justice amid warnings of possible unrest ahead of the country's first post-Hasina election in February. The tribunal's ruling delivers a stark message that no leader, however powerful, is beyond the reach of history. Turning now from politics to finance. Bitcoin dropped below $90,000 for the first time in 7 months, down nearly 30% from its October peak above $126,000, as investors' appetite for risk weakened amid doubts over future U.S. interest rate cuts and broader market volatility. Other cryptocurrencies and crypto-linked stocks, including Coinbase and Riot Platforms, also fell, signaling waning confidence across digital assets markets. The sell-off underscores a stark truth for crypto investors. When risk dries up, even the most storied digital assets can tumble faster than a swift can travel. You're watching the Global News Update on Top Lane News. Do stay with us. Still to come. Thanks for staying with us. Energy policy is reshaping economies across Asia and Oceania. South Korea, Australia's third largest buyer of thermal coal, announced at the COP30 climate conference that it will close all coal-fired power plants by 2040 and join the Powering Past Coal Alliance, prompting calls for Australia to accelerate its transition to green industries and reduce reliance on fossil fuel exports, valued at 32 billion Australian dollars last year. Experts warn that Australia risks economic fallout if it continues to depend on coal, urging a pivot towards low-emission exports like green iron, aluminium, and critical minerals, even as domestic politics remain divided over renewable energy targets. In the world turning away from coal, Clinging to fizzy fuel is like rowing upstream in a storm. And in the arena of international diplomacy, the U.S. is set to designate Cartel de los Soles, allegedly tied to Venezuelan leader Nicolas Maduro, as a foreign terrorist organization, even as President Donald Trump simultaneously hints at possible negotiations with Caracas while refusing to rule out military intervention. The move, announced by Marco Rubio and accompanied by escalating U.S. naval deployments and earlier deadly strikes on suspected smuggling vessels, has drawn skepticism from experts who argue that the cartel is more myth than structure, a political shorthand for state-enabled criminal networks. To the power of pure Hollywood star quality, a long overdue honor for a living legend, Tom Cruise received his first ever Oscar at the Governor's Award, earning a standing ovation from industry giants as he accepted the honorary statuette, celebrating his 45-year career, global box office influence, and unwavering commitment to cinematic crafts. The Academy praised his devotion to the theatrical storytelling and stunt performance, while Cruise reflected on film's power to unite audience, delivering a night that felt like Hollywood thanking the man who never stopped believing in movies. And on the pitch, it's all about access and anticipation. President Donald Trump announced that the U.S. will expedite visa processing for foreign visitors attending FIFA World Cup matches next year in 11 American cities, with a new scheduling system prioritizing ticket holders. Secretary of State Marco Rubio said 400 additional consular officers have been deployed to shorten wait time to 60 days or less, aiming to accommodate millions of fans expected from 212 countries, while FIFA estimates over 1 million tickets have already been sold, with the World Cup promising $30 billion in economic activity and 200,000 jobs. The administration is making it easier than ever for soccer lovers to cross border for the beautiful game. From power struggles and legal reckonings to market turbulence and global sporting spectacles, every headline tells a story, every choice has consequence, and the human impact resonates far beyond the front pages. For Top Accolade News, I'm Ojo Kocha. Do have a wonderful day and keep watching the global news updates on Top Accolade News.